the topic of today is Toastmasters. So whenever I first heard of the word Toastmasters, I was thinking, all right, I don't burn my toast. Okay, all right, that's not really a valid joke there. But what is Toastmasters? Well, if you're somebody that's nervous about speaking, you dread going whenever it's your turn to talk at a department meeting, you dread those. If you're in college, you dread those assignments. If you're in high school, you're getting ready for college, you dread that college interview, you dread that group presentation that you have where you inevitably one person in your group didn't do anything because that's just how high school projects work. Then Toastmasters might be for you. So what Toastmasters is, it's an international organization that's designed to help people improve their public speaking skills, build their leadership skills, and just in general experience growth in their communication and career development. Now, the way that Toastmasters works, and the nice thing about it is it's completely free for you to visit a club, and I'm actually a member of a club myself. Most clubs right now are meeting virtually, and the way that it works is there's basically a formal structure to the meeting. There's if you're familiar, if you did debate in high school, or if you're in another club that operates on parliamentary procedure, it's very formal, but different clubs have different takes on how casually they do it. But now in the virtual space, again, it's a pretty low barrier of entry for people that are interested in it, and again, it's free to visit clubs. Most of the clubs have about 10 to 20 members, and they meet. My club meets once every other week. Well, actually, we meet the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th, which is rare, Thursday of a month. So we usually meet twice, sometimes 3 times a month. And we have about 8 members, 9 members in our club, and most clubs fall in that space, 8 to 20 members. So here's some spit facts on Toastmasters. Toastmasters dates back to 1905. Yeah, that is old. Dates back to 1905 in Bloomington, Illinois. And the name Toastmasters was describing a toastmaster. And that was a common term for someone who made toasts at banquets and other occasions of the time frame. So imagine a gala or a fundraising event. I don't get to go to galas, but if you do get to go to galas, then good for you. You probably have a lot more money than me, or you're much more involved in charitable organizations than I have had the opportunity to be involved in so far. But again, Toastmasters are people that give speeches, and that was really common back in 1905. It is a non-profit organization, and it's also international. I guess the name Toastmasters International is the name. So whenever you think of how many members there are in Toastmasters, about 364,000 members is what I have in my notes here, across 140 countries, again, international, and there's over 16,000 clubs. The mission of Toastmasters is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. So again, that's what I hit on earlier whenever I first introduced it. That's their international mission. And at the club level, the goal of a Toastmasters club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication skills and their leadership skills, and hopefully have a greater self-confidence in their ability to do those things and experience personal growth. Their core values are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. So now that I've given you a quick overview on Toastmasters and hit a little bit on why you should join, how can you benefit from Toastmasters? Well, the Toastmasters curriculum has 11 different pathways. So as you're a member of Toastmasters, you're going to be giving speeches. You're not going to be giving a speech every single meeting unless you're really, really enthusiastic about it, or if you have a club that's making you do that. But I usually speak once every 3 or 4 meetings at my club. It's a formal speech with a formal time limit, either 4 to 6 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, and your speeches can be on a wide range of topics. But the nice thing about Toastmasters is that they do have a curriculum and a guideline for you to at least have a framework of what types of things to speak about. And that just depends on what your personal goal is and what you're trying to get out of Toastmasters. So there's 11 pathways, 11 different curriculums. One of them is called, I'll just go through them all. The first one's called Dynamic Leadership. The second one's called Effective Coaching. There's one about humor, engaging humor, innovative planning, leadership development, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, strategic relationships, team collaboration, and visionary communication. Those are the 11 pathways that they currently have, and there were 10 before there were 11, so I imagine that they will continue to add more. Personally, my career goals align with growing into people management. So the two paths that I have lined up, the one I'm currently working on is called strategic relationships, and then the one I will take on after that is called persuasive influence. So again, those are a series of, I'm halfway through my first path, and I've given 4 or 5 speeches. And what's really nice about Toastmasters and what I've gotten out of it is that it's been a really nice place for me to grow where the stakes are low. Toastmasters is a great place for you to experiment and try new things and try to develop yourself without the consequences of failing in your work life or in your personal life. I've found that Toastmasters has been a really positive experience for me. My club members have done a really good job of being super encouraging, super kind, super motivational, super enthusiastic, and every single person in a meeting at any given time that I want to speak is there wanting me to do good. They want me to give a good speech. And just being in that environment is just such a great environment to practice speaking in. And I can assure you that it has transferred into my personal life and into my work life. One other really cool thing about Toastmasters is that the meetings are structured with the parliamentary procedure, and they're also structured in roles that different people have during Toastmasters meetings. For example, there's a person in the meeting called an ah counter, and their job is to identify crutch words that people use, like, so, or any long pauses that people do they use as filler words to kind of fill space, but in reality they're distracting and can take away from your legitimacy or your ability to communicate to other people and your credibility that other people have when listening to you. So as you notice, I'm working on that whenever I'm giving this podcast. I'm trying my best not to use those filler words, and it's one of those things that I even notice whenever other people start using them. Another thing that I find really valuable about Toastmasters is whenever you're giving these speeches, there's a dedicated evaluator that's assigned to your speech, and their job is to, first of all, build you up by catching the things that you're doing well, things that you're improving upon since the last time you spoke, and then also then giving you advice on ways that you can improve your speech. If you give it again, there's my crutch word, ding. But again, the ways you can improve your speech, ways that you can improve your speaking, improve your presence whenever you're giving speeches. So a lot of really good design to the meetings, designed for people to improve their speaking. And I've gotten a lot out of it, and I really encourage, if you're looking for a way to grow into leadership, there's each club has leadership roles where you're involved in you have a stake in the club and the development of others in the club. And beyond the leadership growth, again, there's a lot of opportunities for you to grow your ability as a speaker. And again, I have found that I've gotten a lot of confidence from my time in Toastmasters. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.